So Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed, a game based on the Netflix show aimed squarely at kids and people like me who review games not aimed at them on YouTube. It's on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation and PC, and it will work and run on the Switch too, which is nice. Because honestly, this game looks better than it has any right to. But looks aren't everything, so grab your orange track, your ridiculous loop-de-loops, and let's find out if Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed actually brings the heat, or if it's just relying on parents who don't know any better and their wallets. After a simple tutorial that explains the basics of literally any driving game to you, the game wastes no time throwing you into the action. You start with about 6 cars, which is still nice. You've got classics like Roger Dodger, Twin Mill, and my personal favourite, Duck and Roll. So yeah, you can race as a duck on wheels, which also glows in the dark, which frankly should be Game of the Year material just for being a thing. Anyway, the first few races are fine, they're fast, colourful, and surprisingly smooth. Handling is actually pretty solid for a game aimed at kids. You can bump into the sides a lot though, as the cars can be a bit twitchy, and before long it feels like you're playing Hot Wheels pinball instead of racing. Now as you progress through the game you will unlock plenty more cars, as there are about 20 in the game overall, along with some other nice unlockables which we'll get to in just a second. Now before we go any further, if you're a fan of new releases, racing games, or just video games in general, then why not hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications to stay up to date with my future uploads. Anyway, that's enough plugging the channel, let's talk more about Hot Wheels. So the customization here is kind of cool, and surprisingly layered for a kid's racer. You can unlock decals that actually affect gameplay, like longer boosts or a faster recovery after a crash. So yes, your car stickers make it better. Who knows, maybe we'll end up with a sticker stat meta for this game. And then there's the track builder. You can unlock extra parts like loops, jumps, and other nonsense physics hazards to make your dream Hot Wheels course. And if you don't want to build your own track, each race lets you tweak one element, like swapping out a loop or a jump. It's not full-on Trackmania, but for a younger audience, it's a nice touch. In my opinion, the best Hot Wheels track builders we've had in video games is Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 and 2, and this definitely doesn't beat that. Beat that. Now if you're thinking, well this is nice so far, but how challenging is it? Well, it's not, like, at all. Even on the highest difficulties on the story and the top speeds in the cups, Hot Wheels Let's Race is as easy as putting a car on a straight piece of track and watching it roll. You'll win most races without really trying, unless you constantly bounce off the sides and crash into things, but even then you'll probably still win. But to mix things up, some races have extra missions, like don't crash for 60 seconds or drift for 24 seconds. It's fine, it gives you something else to think about besides holding down the acceleration button and listening to your character yell a predetermined phrase for the 50th time.
Robert! Come on, Coop, you can do it!
That was so fast! Was that a new lap record?
Now on top of that, this game also features boss fights. And yes, it sounds pretty cool. You go up against big themed bosses, a giant shark, a giant snake. It's all very Hot Wheels Energy Drink edition. The problem is, they're kinda terrible. Every boss fight plays out exactly the same. You drive down a straight piece of road with the enemy in front of you, you dodge some attacks, boost through some boost pads, throw some things at it, repeat. And the biggest issue, your AI teammates apparently have a death wish. They crash into you constantly, making it sometimes impossible to avoid the boss's attacks or impossible to pick up items to throw back at the enemy. So while you're trying to be fast and furious, your friends are auditioning for Final Destination Toy Car Edition. After a few fights, it just becomes background noise. Cool idea, but incredibly messy execution. Which is a shame, because on paper these boss fights are a nice way to break up the standard races, which are quite boring in all honesty, but instead it just makes me want to go back to the races, because at least they're not frustrating.
Here I come, Chompy McSharkface!
Okay, so credit where it is due. The visuals are actually solid, car models look pretty good, reflections pop nicely, and it all runs pretty smoothly. Now this is a Switch 1 game that I'm running on Switch 2, so I don't know how smoothly it runs on the original Switch console. Now whilst the car models look really good, the environments though, they look decent, but they get repetitive really fast. Every track is basically orange track, slightly darker orange track, or a loop. It's like being trapped inside a traffic cone factory. I get that it's the Hot Wheels brand aesthetic, but I found myself craving like a tree, or a cloud, or literally anything that's not orange plastic. And then there's the voice acting. Oh boy. Every single time you do anything, overtake, boost, breathe, blink, your character has something to say. It's constant. At one point I activated a power-up on my car and my character said, "Now these are some Hot Wheels." I had to pause the game because that line just broke me. It felt like it was in the same ballpark as It's Morbin Time from Morbius, or all those stupid memes you see online about films. He troned all over the place. By the end, I felt like I was trapped in a Saturday morning cartoon that wouldn't stop yelling epic boost every 10 seconds. And I suppose at the end of the day this is based on a cartoon and the characters are the same from the show, so it does make sense. I'm sure kids might find this slightly more entertaining, but as an adult these voice lines being repeated is just incredibly irritating.
These are some Hot Wheels!
So here's the thing. Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed isn't really made for me, or probably you either. It's for younger players, kids who love the show, want to drive their favourite cars, and don't care if the AI just T-boned them into the boss. For that audience, I'd say it's actually a great entry-level racer. It's colourful, forgiving, and fun in short bursts. But if you're a racing game fan expecting deep mechanics, a challenge, or just less shouting, you'll probably burn out after like an hour or two. So where do I land on this game? Well, it's a decent kid-friendly racer with some solid handling, some fun customization, and great visuals for what it is. But it's also got paper-thin difficulty, repetitive bosses, and dialogue that could make a grown adult question their life choices. Still, for kids who just want to race Twin Mill through a loop-de-loop while shouting epic boost at the TV, this'll probably hit the spot. For the rest of us, it's a charming, slightly annoying nostalgia trip that's fun for a couple hours, then back to Forza we go. So that's Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed. Let me know what you think. Are you grabbing it for the nostalgia or passing it to your little cousins to test for science? So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe and tap the bell for notifications to stay up to date with my future uploads. A massive shout out and thank you to my Patreon subscribers for the continued support, and all I really have left to say is, now these are some Hot Wheels. Thanks, and bye bye.